I think growing up, I struggled so intensely to try to find who I was at an extremely young age. And even growing up in a Christian household and going to church on Sunday and obviously seeing the routine of what faith life was supposed to look like, the actual evidence and the tangible presence of Jesus was not real at all. And so growing up, it kind of felt like I was the outcast of the family, because you had people coming over for group meetings and Bible studies and church things and worship and all the things, and people were engaged in this way that felt so purposeful, and I felt so purposeless. I felt like, this would be better if I just wasn't here. So I attempted suicide, I think around 7th grade. That didn't work, but it did shake up my family dynamic, as obviously something was wrong. But then after time went on, nothing was really addressed or fixed or worked through, and so it kind of just became kind of pushed under the rug, but my emotions were still there and my desperation was still there. And so if that wasn't a good enough outlet, then I was going to find something else. And when I found drugs of all types, it completely numbed out my helplessness. It numbed out my insignificance, and I felt like a freaking superhuman or something. And I became so confident and so peaceful. These are all delusions of what the actual reality was. And so but it became my reality. But anybody that is a drug user knows that you start small, but that doesn't work after a while, and so you have to keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. And I became to be a full-blown heroin addict for 7 years. I got in trouble around 22, and I was supposed to go to this place called Safe Pete, and it was basically like a rehab jail. And by the kindness and the mercy of God, I went to a faith-based recovery program, which was not a lockdown facility. And I think in 3 days I encountered Jesus. We were doing lunch worship. We all had worship for lunchtime, and you did it for 30 minutes. And I remember walking in there and putting my head down and not really even knowing what to say. But all of a sudden, I hadn't cried in I think 7 years, and all of a sudden these tears started flowing, and it was like this dam had broken my chest, and everything that I had held for so long all of a sudden came out like rushing water. And people say oh, I cried so intensely and I cried for so long, and it's no, I know exactly when I started crying and it was 12 o'clock, and I know exactly when I stopped crying and it was 12:30. I cried for 30 minutes straight, and it felt like the most painful heartache I had ever felt. And it felt like somebody was ripping out my heart, and I was excruciating. And then all of a sudden, towards the very end, I felt something place a new heart in my heart. Since that point of encountering him and exchanging my old life for his sacrificed life, sorry. Since encountering him, my whole family has been just restored. Something I thought would never happen. I honestly couldn't even tell you all the things that he's given me through this whole entire process. If I did, I feel like I would be here for probably like 1,200 days. But truly, honestly, I think the most beautiful thing that I've gotten out of my relationship with him is being able to take that courageous step every single day and knowing I can keep moving forward every day. It is the true, pure heart of where he lives in you, and that light will shine brighter than anything that you will ever find. And it's that will lead people into really wanting to know the real Jesus and not just Jesus on a t-shirt.